Today we are going to be unboxing and reviewing the Pixel 7 Pro. This particular one is in the color Hazel and it's 128 gig, 6.7 inches diagonal between the Pixel Pro and the regular Pixel. This one being a little bit bigger. You would think too that it has better battery life as well because it's a bigger phone. We're gonna dive into the stats in a little bit. It's nice. So we have that gold camera lens and the hazel color. I'm colorblind, so what color does that look like to you? I'll put that in the comments because I sure don't know. Green? Gray? Yeah, I'm pretty bad. So upon opening, right, you have this piece of paper here showing your USB-C fingerprint sensor, where that is on the screen. You have your not SD card. It doesn't come with an SD card or availability to have one. Pixel's never done that. Just like Apple, whatever storage you get with the phone is what you get. SIM card, so it does have a physical SIM card still. You have your power button, your volume up, your volume down. Go ahead and peel off this lovely wrapper. Looks like that gold continues around from the camera lens to the sides of the phone. And when you look at that camera lens, it does protrude out quite a bit. Seems like a lot of the manufacturers are doing that, putting a lot more into the camera. I mean, when you think about it, aside from professionally, and I imagine professional photographers could use a decent smartphone these days to pull off photos in terms of going in and adjusting the settings. I sure don't know how to do that. But I imagine you could with today's phones. So that is cool that they are just doing more of that. Feels really good in the hand. I rock a 13 Pro right now, which is smaller than this, but it does feel good. It's light, it's not too heavy. You can definitely grip it. It's got a curved screen. The Pixel 6 and the Pixel 6 Pro both have that. Samsung S22 and S22 Plus went away from that. They did a squared off design, much like the iPhone for the 12, 13, and 14. So Pixel is still doing a curved display. Motorola does that as well. So upon turning on the device, you feel that haptic feedback from the vibration of turning it on. You have a full screen. You just see that little dot there for your front-facing camera. Has a very vibrant colored screen. Of course, with your Pixel, they have things like True Tone. When taking a photo of a person, it actually is going to get their complexion and skin tone better than other cameras, what Google says. And also you have Magic Eraser, so if someone selfie bombs or whatnot, you can actually erase that out with the Magic Eraser. So welcome to your Pixel, and you can feel the haptic feedback as that little gear hits that bouncing area. So let's go ahead and get into the phone, look at the stats, maybe do even a comparison between the 6 Pro and the 7 Pro to see what the differences are. So let's take a look. Looking at the Pixel 7 Pro, you have in the box, you have your typical C to C cable. You also have the USB-A to C adapter. Not sure how long they're going to continue to include that. So that's your C to C cable, and then your adapter right here. So this is USB-A to C. It's nice that they include it for older phones when doing your transfer. Pixel to anything is pretty seamless when needing to move your data. Very easy to do. This makes it easier if you're coming maybe from an iPhone or something a little different. You can adjust with one of these. Of course, actually no, because Lightning. Although next year it's rumored to go to Type-C, but that's been the rumor for a while. Apparently all phones have to have that at some point. So in the Pixel 7 Pro, feels good. You know, it is a little bit of a bigger device versus the Pixel 7 in terms of your speakers.
DAC.
made by El Gato. Now this particular one is 15 buttons. They do have 6 buttons and 30 buttons. When going to their website, they do focus more on the 15. My wife actually purchased this for her company. Now she's not a gamer. She's not. So it's got really good speakers. Going into your camera, got some settings there. Let's see, sure. We got, so let's look at that box there. We've got, you can go in and out. That's pretty cool. I mean, I'm in a confined area in this light box. How did it adjust? That's pretty good. For your zoom, you have your portrait. You have motion. Long exposure. Adds a creative blur to moving subjects in the scene. Hold your camera still to capture professional looking photos without a tripod. So you have action pan. Shows beta, so it looks like they're still working on this. I imagine with the Pro Series iPhone you have the gimbal mode on the 14. So it's possible that they're going to follow suit with that. So your portrait, zooming in, zooming out, change your coloring, cinematic blur. Creates a cinematic effect by blurring the background behind your subject and records at 24 frames per second. So it gives you a comparison there, how the right's blurred and the left isn't. So the left is the original, the right is a cinematic blur. That's interesting. Different modes, photosphere, panorama, lens. Lens, you can actually scan something to bring up how much that particular item is. So night sight, interesting. Of course, we're not really in nighttime, so it's hard to discern that one. But definitely a lot of modes on the Pixel 7 Pro. I imagine similar on the Pixel 7 as well. You'll see that camera lens. This color is actually pretty cool. Hazel, 128 gigs. I believe it goes 256 and then 512. And if I'm not mistaken, you do get it's not really much money to jump from 128 to 256. So highly recommend the 256. As you know, with Pixel, you don't have an external storage, so what you get on the phone is what you get. And as these phones are taking better and better pictures, it is going to be taking up more room on your phone. So in comparison, the 7 Pro to the 6 Pro, 6.7 diagonal, same display, 120 refresh, battery virtually the same. Google Tensor G2 versus the Google Tensor, so a newer processor. RAM 12 gigs, main camera, wide camera, telephoto camera. I mean, gosh, it looks identical so far with everything. And then dimensions wise, so a little bit longer perhaps. And let's see, barometer, fingerprint reader, flashlight, water resistant, IPX8 scuba, all the same there. Hearing aid compatible. You have your Bluetooth, NFC, USB, UWB, Wi-Fi, all the same. Wow, interesting. You know, we reviewed the Pixel 7 as well, and this has less change. I thought that didn't have much change at all, but this has even less between the 7 Pro and the 6 Pro. Really interesting and surprising. You know, Apple kind of got bashed, like, is this the 14, the 13 over again? But gosh, I don't know. I mean, again, it always comes down to promotions with your carrier. If it makes sense for you financially and it's a new phone, you know, go for it, right? Unless you're one to like rock out a phone for as long as you can, you know, hey, whatever works best for you. Battery share, I love this feature. So you turn this on, and you can actually charge other devices with your Pixel, flip your phone over to try. So when putting it over, you'd actually place something right here where the wireless charging is. and then you can actually charge. So like your AirPods, other phones, Beats, you know, anything. Pixel has their Pixel Buds. So you have access to anything Qi enabled you can charge. The Apple Watch won't work. Not sure on the Pixel Watch. That would be something cool to get on the channel, is the new Pixel Watch. So you have tips, essentials, smart features, navigation, tools, pro tips, accessibility. So I was looking it up, and it no longer has the squeeze function. I thought it actually had that on the 6 and 6 Pro, but I could be mistaken, because in reading it says that it's been absent for a while. So that was interesting. A lot of Google Pixel folks like that feature and want it back. It's basically like a third menu. When you squeeze it, it brings up a menu that you can get access to, like shortcuts and things like that. So go ahead and drop in the comments what you think of the Pixel 7 Pro. Is this the Pixel for you? I mean, maybe if you're in the 4 right now and jumping, I could definitely see that. If you're in the 6 to the 7, I don't know. What do you think? Would this be enough? Gosh, again, just looking at specs, I just don't see the changes. I mean, yes, it's got a different processor. I mean, an Android will update, so the 6 and 6 Pro, 7 and 7 Pro will all have the same Android when that updates. So that's not really something to consider either. So let me know what you think. As always, like, share, subscribe, and make it a great day.